had come to an entirely erroneous conclusion, which shows, my dear Watson, how dangerous it is to reason from insufficient data. The presence of the gypsies and the word band, which she used, no doubt, to explain the glimpse she caught by the light of a match, put me on the wrong scent. I instantly reconsidered my position. However, when I realized that the danger threatening those in the room could not come from either the window or the door, my attention was then drawn to the ventilator and the bell rope. When I discovered that that was a dummy, and that the bed was clamped to the floor, it gave me the suspicion that the rope was there as a bridge for something passing through the hole to the bed. I immediately thought of a snake, and then remembered that the doctor could obtain creatures from India. The idea of using a form of poison which could not possibly be discovered by any chemical test, and was very rapidly effective, would surely appeal to a clever and ruthless man like Dr. Rawlett. Indeed, it would take very sharp eyes to distinguish the two little dark fang wounds. Then I thought of the whistle. Of course he must recall the snake before morning. He had trained it, probably with the milk which we saw, to return when summoned. He would put it through this ventilator each night, knowing that it would slither down the rope and land on the bed. Perhaps it would bite the occupant, perhaps she might escape. But sooner or later she must fall victim. I had come to these conclusions before we arrived. Looking at the chair showed me that he had often stood on it, so that he could reach the ventilator. The safe, saucer of milk, and loop of whipcord dispelled any doubts which may have remained. The metallic clang Miss Stoner heard was the door of the safe closing upon its terrible occupant. Having once made up my mind, you know the steps which I took in order to put the matter to the proof. I heard the creature hiss, as I have no doubt that you did also, and I instantly lit the light and attacked it.
With the result of driving it through the ventilator.
And also with the result of causing it to turn upon its master at the other side. Some of the blows of my cane connected and angered it, so that it attacked the first person it saw. Thus I am indirectly responsible for Dr. Grimsby Rowlett's death, and I cannot say that it is likely to weigh very heavily upon my conscience.
Richard Lancelyn Green, one of the world's foremost Sherlock Holmes scholars, claims that Conan Doyle's inspiration for the Speckled Band came from an account of an English captain stationed in West Africa. The captain tells how, while sleeping in an abandoned cabin, he was awakened by a large boa constrictor entering the room through a ventilator. Paralyzed with fear, the captain was only able to save himself by ringing an alarm bell to bring help. You've been listening to The Speckled Band, written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and adapted for radio by 11th Hour Studios. The cast included Austin Hollopeter as Sherlock Holmes, Jennifer Johnson as Helen Stoner, and Tyler Crumrine as Dr. Watson and Dr. Worlett. Vocal talent also included Hannah Schlout, Elizabeth Moore, and Benjamin Cool. Sound was recorded by Elizabeth Moore. Sound effects provided by Herbert Boland, Red Jim, Rain Samba, Coops, Vibe CRC, Dobride, DJ Kronos, and Mitch 3D from freesound.org. Music by Kevin MacLeod. And I'm Luke Wilhelm, director and producer for 11th Hour Studios. Thanks for listening.